think we are live now. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another Coffee with AJ live talk. Just hanging out, chatting. Haven't done one of these. I was meaning to get in a habit of doing these once a day, or at least once every other day or so. Um, but haven't done one in a while. So sorry about that. But yeah, just getting on here to go live, hang out with people. If anyone wants to join me, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, just hanging out, and don't mind the baby screaming in the background. um, Bring a coffee. What are you drinking? I'm drinking Invader coffee, which that is something I meant to do before I did this. So if you're watching the video, the description should have a couple of links. I was gonna just like recommendations and stuff like that, like affiliate links, and then some of my own merchandise and stuff like that. Just giving recommendations and ways for you to support me if you're wanting to. But yeah, so if you see those in comments, or in the not in the comments, in the description, that's what those are for. So anyone joining me live, feel free to leave a comment. I'm just hanging out, chatting. A couple of updates. I'm working on the new album, and it's coming along well. Uh, it's fun having a little bit more free time now because I just have a little bit of the freedom to just sit down and spend an hour or two writing a song. So I wrote a pretty sick instrumental the other day. It sounds sick. Um, it's available to fan club members. Another shameless plug. Check out the Patreon fan club if you want to help support what I do. Patreon.com/Fellowship of Fire from Heaven. But yeah, so that's one thing. Got several demos over there. Those are things I've been working on with Fire from Heaven. Um, one other thing, it might take a minute because I have to do this. I need to get better at just having all the links in my description, or all the links ready, and I can just copy it and paste it into a comment for you guys of all the things I'm doing, because um, part of like why I do these is so I can give updates to what I'm doing, because little podcasts I do, obviously the music, um, some other stuff I'm doing, a lot of content creation stuff. Spotify is always so annoying when I try to pull it up on my computer. Yeah, I think on Facebook, if you're watching from Facebook, I have a comment there linking to my website where you can sign up to my email, some free songs that way. Plus, just an easier way for me to contact you, but just like be able to, reach you if any social media platforms were to go down, or any like discounts and stuff like that to email list members. I'm still waiting for Spotify to load. So on Spotify, oh, I was like, what the heck? My wife's listening to my Spotify on my kitchen speaker, so I was like, why am I listening to this? But in other news, I'm just giving some more updates here while I wait for this spot. Oh, there I am. Okay. Ahead of time. starting to duck on it. All right. So, I'm gonna reach or see the Mythlorecast. In trouble with the internet connection, apparently. Um, but I can see some of you guys are still watching, so thanks for hanging in there while I was trying to do this. I feel like I'm getting better at planning things, but I still am trying to get rid of some of that spontaneity. Like, there's obviously still some in the content I create, but trying to be more planned and strategic things I do. So, there's the link to the Myth Lorecast. I uploaded a new episode last week. Some of you might have seen the live stream on my Facebook. I think I streamed that. So hopefully y'all seen it. But if you didn't, check it out on Spotify. I'm trying to reach 50 listeners there on Spotify, so I can get that monetized. Because right now it's just I'm doing more with music and stuff like that. So the more I can make, the better. So I'm just diversifying as much as I can, trying to bring in as much extra income as I can. So that's kind of one of the big things I'm working on right now. So yeah, and trying to have like the album like finished. Like there's a song I'm been working on, very close to finishing, um, and I sent it to the guy who did the vocal feature on it. So that's exciting, and we'll hopefully have that gonna be releasing in another month or so if we can get it finished here soon, hopefully. But I think I told you guys what that song was called. It's called "Day of Indignation." That's what gonna next song release. So excited about that. And also currently working on an exclusive song for the fan club called "The Yara," which I've had basically the instrumental done for a while. Just still working on the lyrics. It, but it's just an idea I had for the Yara is basically like a mythical character or mythical creature similar to the like siren. Um, I heard it on a podcast called it was either Tales or Mythology, but they're both by the same people. Uh, but it's about this like myth of basically this woman who did wrong against her tribe or something, broke the laws of her tribe, and they killed her in the river, and then she becomes this uh, sort of mermaid type creature that just haunts people near the Amazon River or something. That's where the story took place, anyways. And it's just kind of like this idea of like this siren song, or like in this story, it also had like the Yara song. Like her song was like so haunting and just like get into a guy's head because it was so beautiful to the point where it just drove him mad, and it drove him to the river to where she could like catch him, like a siren basically. You guys know what the siren mythical creature is. Those are a little more common, but it's basically a similar creature. But that's what I'm writing about for exclusive song release for the basically the comparison I'm making with that is basically the siren song of today, basically. Like basically this just haunting song that is difficult for both like guys and girls, which is basically pornography. It's something that's just like it's so easily available to us, but it's like something that's just haunting and just it's very destructive in our lives. I think people just don't realize it till they get into really deep into it, like into the water. Sirens. You don't know until you're deep in the water and they're trying to eat you, basically. So that's kind of like what the comparison is going to be on that song. So I just thought that was a fun fact to share. I kind of like am basically saying, like the siren song is today. It's like a little bit allegorical. So I'm using these mythical creatures to talk about some like a big problem we have today, which is the pornography thing. So yeah. But anybody else joining in live, feel free to leave a comment. Just hanging out, chatting. I think I was going to talk about the things I recommended uh, in the description of the video. So I'm going to try and do these like every time I do a coffee talk. I'll do these. But so the recommended gear for the day is this guy. You can see it. It's not an expensive MIDI controller. That's what it is. It's a MIDI controller. Um, pretty cheap. It gets the job done for me at least. And anytime I talk about gear, I'm always gonna say this. Like, I'm not a huge gearhead, and I'm not one of those kind of people that are like, "Oh no, you can't do that or that. You need to do this," and like just like really annoying about it. How like maybe some of you haven't experienced this, but the sound guys are just really annoying about gear. I mean, I know you're passionate about gear, okay, but like you don't have to like insult me for using certain gear. Like they always seem to be like, no, you should be using this or that. It's just really annoying. So, but that gets the job done. For doing, you know, adding some orchestral stuff to my metal music, as well as I'm starting a instrumental orchestral project too, as well. So that other thing is I'm gonna be reading along soon on. But it works for adding some cool elements to my metal music, as well as writing some orchestral stuff. So if you need a MIDI controller, that one's like $60, I think. Um, but if you use the link in my description, then you're using an affiliate link, which means I get a little bit of the cut from your order. It doesn't mean they add more to it. It just means they give me a little bit of your order. So if you're gonna order something like that, might as well have part of it go to me, right? But yeah, so that's recommended gear, and then the recommended book for the day, which I'm gonna try and do on these as well, is Screw Tape Letters. I already made a Facebook post about this, but it's just a really good book by C.S. Lewis. It's if you're not familiar with it, it's basically about like this professional demon writing to a demon in training. About how to get humans like, basically deceived and everything, and to the point where you can consume them. Basically it's so it's just an interesting book. C.S. Lewis was a Christian, so if you're not into that, fine. But whether you're a Christian or not, it's gonna make you think, and just the way he writes sometimes it's like hard to understand, which I think is helpful for us because it just challenges our brains. Uh, just make sure you don't strain your brain, because sometimes he can do that as well. But just the way he writes, I think, is really good and really fun to read. So recommended reading. That's also in the description. And then I recommend my merch course. So check out the Take Massive Action t-shirt. That's my recommended merch for the day. I'm just throwing all these up there, just ways to support the new. Okay, so the way I'm just trying to like find ways to get support while also like giving back to you as well. So that's why I do the affiliate links and stuff like that. But the merch, that's obviously straight from my shop. But If you're a massive action taker, I have a shirt that says "Take Action." I was gonna put it on, but I couldn't find it. It must be dirty. I was gonna put it on for this. There's white and black. I have shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and a coffee mug. So I need to order a sample of that, in these videos. I have a couple other coffee mug designs. Buy some. But a bit of what's going on with me. What I've been working on. That demo I mentioned earlier that I wrote, it's a pretty simple song to be honest, but it's just like one of those. It's just a banger. It's gonna be a banger, I think. So I might release that one as a single for fun before the album releases. And so yeah. Oh, one other thing I was gonna mention is I'm doing reaction videos now, exclusively for Patreon. I was gonna do them on a Facebook subscription thing, but Facebook's like really, really like annoying and mean if you like violate their policies and stuff. And it's like they're not very clear on like whether you post reaction videos on like I wouldn't post them on my page, but I would like an exclusive group or something page that they would still be like, oh, we're limiting your content or content reach or something because you violated our policies. Like I just had that happen so many times. I'm just over it. I want to recommend people go to my Facebook subscription. I might not even do it because no one's on there anyways. Because I'm sick of Facebook, to be honest. But check out the Patreon. I'm gonna be doing reaction videos over there, other exclusive content. And like I said, I'm gonna be releasing exclusive music, like the song I talked about, the Yara song. That's gonna be only for Patreon members, and that's a great way to support. There's subscription tiers as low as like $2. So it's a great way to help support me on a consistent basis and help me keep creating all sorts of stuff. Plus, you get exclusive content and music. Yeah, we're almost. We're either at 5 members or we're at 4. I forget, but doesn't seem like much. But people giving, like that, it's awesome and it's super helpful. And just consistently, like over the span of a year, that adds up a lot of support. So anyone wants to help me keep creating, that's a great way to do it. Other ways are like what I recommended already in the video. And well, if you want me to stop chatting and plugging stuff I'm doing and saying, hey, go buy this or that, leave a comment. Join me in the chat. What's up? What's going on? Why? Getting in bad Wi-Fi. Why did I pay for Wi-Fi? It's crappy. Even when you upgrade, it's like, what the heck, man? Got to go spank a child. No, I'm just kidding. You can hear him screaming. I don't know if you guys can. He's probably hungry. Or he's just tired. He needs a nap. Oh, man. I was going to throw this out there, too. I am doing, like, some of you might have seen me live stream. I'm doing, like, the Underground Artist University podcast. If anybody has any questions, like if you're an independent artist and you have questions, shoot me a message. I'm watching on because I want to help people out with that as well. Oh, my alarm's going off. So, and if you have just need requests for any content or any ideas, you know, I'm always like all for hearing what you guys would like to see. So let me know. Got a lot planned for the day. Good. I'm gonna start doing this riff of the day, where it's writing a quick riff to challenge myself, um, and then sharing that. So that's another thing I'm working on doing. Plus I have some like funny skit ideas, kind of things, you know, for some like short videos and stuff. But again, if anyone has any requests, let me know. You know, when you request something, it's just like it's fun for me to be able to, you know, to serve you. You know, that's like part of what the goal is here. It's like using my gifts of creating things to serve people. So coffee's getting cold. You ever like make a fresh pot of coffee and then you forget about it and then it gets cold? I hate when I do that because I did it this morning, and I mean it's still good, you know, but it's just like there's something about like that fresh pot of coffee, you know, straight from the pot. It's hot. You don't have to warm it up in the microwave. Awesome. Yeah. No, in other news, uh, well, I won't necessarily be gone next week, but I'll be on a trip. I'll still be posting content and stuff like that, and I'll have content scheduled. But if I'm not as interactive on my social media and stuff like that, that's why. Just to give you guys a warning. Going on a trip. Uh, yeah, yeah, man. I'm gonna go create lots of metal content today. I'm gonna end this broadcast here. Thank you guys for joining. Watching this later. You guys feel free to leave a comment. Still, you know, I come back and read them, and I chat with you. So, love to hear from you. And I'm gonna go ahead and see you later. Stay real. Take massive action. Storm hell.